AITA for telling my long-lost sister the truth of her parentage. I, 24F, have lived with my father my whole life. In my dad's younger single days used to have a taste for married women. All of his children have been conceived with married women, including myself. My half-brother found out the man who raised him was not his biological father after he died of a heart attack. He met our father when he was 18. I of course grew up with him, so I never doubted he was my biological father. When I was in my teens, I noticed my father had many pictures of a young girl on his phone and thought it was very weird. I pressured and asked and bothered him for months, and he never confessed. Until 2021. We went on a trip to San Francisco to see my half-brother who came to visit from Texas, which was about a 4-hour drive from home. So finally, after years of asking, a few hours of pestering, and him having nowhere to go finally made him crack. The girl I've seen pictures of on his phone is my half-sister I never knew about. The biggest secret, all apparently for her sake. Her mom was obviously married, happily, apparently. So when my sister was born, she proclaimed her daughter was legitimate and my father had no say. She lied about her daughter's parentage, had 2 more actually legitimate children afterwards. They moved away and lived happily ever after. I don't know if my father ever got the chance to hold her when she was a child. And I never got to know my sister. And when I found out, I was told I could never say anything. I could not topple the sham marriage her mother had so that my sister could know the truth. I could never speak to my flesh and blood for the remainder of my life. It would ruin her family if I did. Years passed and I debated. I wanted to speak to her. I wanted to know her. I had her as a friend on Facebook for years since before I knew who she was, and it never seemed to be used. She never posted anything. So 4 months ago, I made the choice to say something, thinking her Facebook to be absolutely dead. I thought to myself there was a 90% she would never see it. Yesterday, she opened it. She did not respond. Her sister did, and refused. Stated I was lying, there was absolutely no way. Her mother would never do that, I must be mistaken. I showed her the proof I had. I offered to buy 2 23andMe tests, a $300 investment. For myself and for her if she wanted to know, and if they refused I would leave them alone. But I can't shake this guilty feeling that I made a mistake. That I toppled a whole family because of the truth. So am I the asshole for opening my mouth? Should I have gone my whole life never speaking to the sister I never knew and wanted to know? Or is it a bit of both? Edit. Just to clarify some things people are pointing out as inconsistencies. Her name and birth date are in my father's main use email address. That's how I found out her name. As for the pictures, she was his phone background. No real snooping aside deduction. I looked up her name on Facebook while I was a teen trying to figure out who she was. She accepted, I'm assuming because I have a real account from her previous hometown and we were around the same age. 1.5. Pictures were originally obtained from my stepmom who had a mutual friend with my half-sister's mom on Facebook. That's how we had them. 2. She is 26, no longer a child. And she has a college degree. 3. Her mom cheated and my father is certain she is hers because at one point when she was 10 years old, my stepmom had a mutual friend still in contact with half-sister's mom and provided her address. Dad went to their house a state away, which of course was very weird to them. Half-sister's mom accepted giving my dad a piece of her hair, and so that he would leave them alone after that. Dad DNA tested and came out 100%. You are the father. 4. My dad is, yes, a homewrecker, but not a deadbeat. He kept contact with my brother's mom, not romantically, I might add, before my brother knew he was his father. Anything she asked of him for his son, he would provide. If my sister's mother asked him for anything regarding his child, he would have done anything for her. But she decided to keep everything a secret and sever all contact with him. Separate note. Yes, I was selfish. Yes, I didn't think things through. If she never speaks to me, I would accept that. I know my dad did what he thought was the right thing in letting her live without him. But a father will always love his children, even if he can never know them. My dad is getting old. And he's mentioned before that he would love to see her at least once before he dies. Maybe have one conversation. Maybe go to a store she works at and buy something. In a way, I tried to hopefully have her speak to him at least once, and instead ruined it all.